Hey guys, very good morning and welcome to a new daily market outlook. Today, as per usual, of course, the dollar index alongside the major dollar pairs. And a quick side note, if you're interested in more daily analysis and feedback from me personally and other traders, make sure to join the Discord server. Link is in the description down below. So with that said, let's dive straight in. To begin with, as per usual, of course, the dollar index. So looking at the dollar index at the moment, what I can see is that we are rejecting to this fib level over here, 786, alongside this area of liquidity. So at the moment, the daily is still bearish because we do have bearish daily structure because we created this new lower low, and this could potentially be our new lower high. So the dollar index is pretty hard to analyze at the moment. This mainly has to do with the fact that the higher time frame, so with the higher time frame, I mean the weekly, for instance, is looking very bullish. So if I look at the weekly time frame, I can see, okay, well, we have this bullish piercing candle, and we had this double bottom down below over here. So it does look good to at least, for instance, take out this swing high. Furthermore, if we just look at it from a liquidity perspective, we have supply over here, we have very strong demand over here. If we go to the monthly even, we also have very strong demand over here, and we have supply over here. So monthly supply is still situated a little bit higher, but we have tapped in towards weekly or monthly, excuse me, demand, and that area of weekly demand as well. And we have also another area of monthly demand over here. So a lot of zones, and it is getting a little bit complicated, I know, but what you have to focus on, and what I'm trying to tell you guys, is that the story is a little bit contradictory. We have very strong areas of demand, but we also have very strong areas of supply. So that's kind of what's holding me back from going full force short back in towards the downside like my bias was last week. And the main reason for me kind of like becoming a little bit more neutral on the dollar index has mainly due to the fact, or is mainly due to the fact, that the fundamentals behind the dollar are getting a little bit more bullish by the day. Therefore, I just want to kind of see what's going to be happening. I'm going to take a little bit of a conservative stance towards the beginning of this week. So yep, it is looking good to drop now from the 786 alongside this area of supply, but we will have to see what happens today. And I think that today's daily close will tell us more about where we are heading next. So let's just keep it on the low for today and see what happens. So with that said, let's head over to Aussie dollar. So looking at Aussie dollar at the moment, we can see the daily is just consolidating, not really moving at all. As you guys know, we have an area of daily demand over here, daily supply over here. So just going to be waiting for one of the two zones to get hit before looking for longs from here, shorts from here. Going in towards the 4 hour. 4 hour is getting, very messy, of course, just consolidation. Therefore, I will be staying out of the market. What I do really like about Aussie dollar is that we took out this low down below over here. Stop losses got swiped, so we are currently retracing back up in towards the highs. So Aussie dollar is looking good for a little bit of a push higher up, back up in towards at least this zone over here, for instance. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to be waiting for the dollar index to show me its colors. And Aussie dollar for now is just not that clear due to the massive area of consolidation within the market. So yeah, I'm just going to be waiting for those daily zones to get hit, either this area of supply or this area of demand. And this zone will be my intraday zone, alongside this zone down below over here. Yeah, so that said, let's head over to euro dollar. And euro dollar, so euro dollar currently faking out on this swing low, just missed out on my area of demand, which still can be hit. But let's look at euro dollar from a monthly perspective. So euro dollar on the monthly, and what are we seeing on the monthly? Well, we have this area of supply on the monthly over here, which we reacted from, and we have this area of demand, which we reacted from. So then you might ask, okay, well, what is looking better at the moment? Well, essentially both areas within the market have got filled, but let's look at the weekly, because the weekly is looking a little bit more interesting. Because if we look at the weekly, what we can see is that we essentially have a weekly trend break over here. So we had a weekly trend break, which created an area of supply over here. This area of supply got tapped into twice, and we are now moving full force with a lot of momentum back down in towards the lows. So the last area within the market which could stop price from falling down is this area of demand. But if I look at the current momentum on euro dollar and just look at it from a weekly perspective, it is looking pretty bearish at the moment. If we just do this, we'll see perfect 786 retracement in towards the area of supply, full force in towards the lows. If we look at the previous weekly candle, it was a bullish or bearish engulfing candle, which is looking very bearish. So we saw some bullish momentum over here, straight away, boom, bearish engulfing. So it is looking good to start pushing lower in my opinion, maybe a beginning of the week pullback before then dropping lower. So I am looking at euro dollar, and I do think that it does look good to move further down. Looking at it from an intraday perspective, we could see a pullback, but at the moment I'm just going to be waiting to see what happens once we've reached this area of demand from 1.17308 towards 1.17042. So with that said, let's head over to pound dollar. And pound dollar, so pound dollar has dropped beautifully back down into towards the lows like we have been expecting for some time. Pound dollar just missed out on this swing low over here, which is a pity. Looking at pound dollar at the moment, what we can see is that we broke out of this area of consolidation, currently retesting structure. So we have created an area of liquidity over here, and that is from 1.39181 towards 1.39344, So looking good for a pullback and then a potential drop once again towards that swing low, from where we can or could potentially start seeing some longs. That is going to be my first zone number one. Zone number two is going to be over here, from where we could potentially see some longs. So pullback today, then further drop, then start looking for some longs. So that is pound dollar. To be honest, not much to be said. We're going to have some more clear moves tomorrow, I think, and from there onwards we can then start analyzing a little bit more specific situations. So with that said, let's head over to Kiwi dollar. So Kiwi dollar at the moment, Kiwi dollar also very messy, even though we did get that beautiful entry, or at least even two entries over here. So Kiwi dollar is looking good to drop down lower. As we can see, we got a reaction from the zone that I had drawn on over here. But if we look at the daily perspective, the daily closed very strong bearish on Friday. Going to the weekly perspective, the weekly did close bullish last week, but I'm still not fully convinced on this pair. However, anything could happen, to be honest. If we go back towards the 4 hour is kind of the same as on pound dollar. We have liquidity situated over here, so we could see a further drop once we reach that zone. Kiwi dollar is currently bearish on the 4 hour. It is still bullish on the daily, and if we put in a fib from here to, let's say, here, you can see that we have made a beautiful 786 fib retracement. So that's kind of the problem that we're seeing at the moment. There are a lot of confluences kind of like towards both sides. We're seeing longs, but we're also seeing shorts. So in these kind of market conditions, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens, what occurs. But I do think Kiwi dollar is looking good to drop further once we reach this zone over here. So that is it for today, guys. Gold is going to be dropped in Discord, so if you're interested in any gold analysis, make sure to join the Discord, link in the description down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave a like, and I can't wait to see you all in tomorrow's episode. Thanks, guys.